uh channel. So I'm gonna get this in while the bubba's sleeping. As you see, I have titled this The Cult Shenanigans because Carbonation does a whole heap of shenanigans online. They call it conscious community, spiritual community, and some of them are just lost. Now, being that we know there's a few names obviously highlighted, not all of them I can fit onto the thumbnail because there's so many foolishness that goes on online. You know, at one point I just took a break from them because sometimes you need a whole break from them. And you go and you watch other reactors or you look at the other videos and then you just think, wow. Hi, Faggy Prime. So I basically decided after I saw, I think my last straw that broke the horse's back, the horse or the camel, I don't know which one, was when I think it was, what's her name? Janae, aka Natiri. She goes under several names. I can't keep up, honestly. I can't keep up. Several names. She's the one who started charges and stuff where Nature Boy is right now. Okay. Now we know how the story went. Now she's now pregnant by one of the members who was told to stop her from carrying through the charges. Now the biggest thing what gets me, like I think there's somebody uploaded a video of her where she was giving away crystals or something, crystals and some scents, some sprays or something. I don't really much care really because she's so annoying. And she said to them, "Ask me a question, and if I answer it, then you can get the crystals or something like that." Where's that effect? Because I can't, because I honestly cannot be asked to get the video to put on the channel about them. Because I get frustrated because I know real people in real life is actually been in the conscious movement for a very long time. And to be honest, I think if they knew the real deal, what be going on certain stuff, they would not be happy at all. Anyways, and the spiritual community. Anyways, she got asked a question. Hi, Alexis. She got asked a question and she couldn't remember. She said, "Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember." She asked the audience, no. She said to one of the audience, can you do the question? So they did the question. I think the question was, when did you leave carbonation so that they can get the gems, what she had, the gems and the oil. And she said, I can't remember. One of my friends said, well, maybe it's baby brain. Yeah, it could be baby brain because she's pregnant. It could be. But what she's doing, she's selling the baby, herself and the baby, exploiting herself and the baby. Obviously, Velvet's been exploiting Nature Boy's baby from since she left Carbonation, and she still is exploiting the little girl and the sister. And I feel that Janae and her is in hard competition. Is very hard competition. You can see it. And Janae could answer the question or nothing. Which I mean, if you left something, I would have written that down because, especially if you've been through what she went through when she was there or supposedly went through or whatever. And I'm not victim shaming her at all because, to be honest, she took steps that none of them never took steps, right? And then in the next side, we have Solar and Velvet. Now, Solar and Velvet is back together, obviously, if you didn't know already. And obviously she was for looking at Yakin the good and Yakin for all her dirty linen, and now they're back together. So me, when I see her on lives and stuff like that, to be honest, I try my bestest not to look on her stuff because she wants the attention. She wants to be the main woman, which she wasn't before when she was with Nature Boy. She wants the family dynamics. And it's like she'll do anything apart from what she needs to do to maintain the children she has, and one on the way, because she has two and she has one on the way. And right now she's in Mexico with him, right? Now, on one of the hearings, I think was it a hearing? Or somebody did mention that they're all going to meet up in Mexico sooner or later. Now, bear in mind, Vibes is there already. I think Moose is there already. I can't remember who else is there. I think Metal. I can't remember the other guy's name with the locks. He used to go out with Syrian is there, right? Because when Janae and Solar was there, Musa and that lot was over there before. Now they are showing, and I'm not being no psychiatrist or nothing, okay? Okay, I promise you this, right? I just observe and then I'll go from there. And they are really showing, not only are they compromising a court thing and stuff like that, many has predicted that Nature Boy might come out. He might not. He might come out because of the situation where well, they're not even ex-members. They're still active cult members. I don't care what anybody say. Is doing now. Janae's already kind of messed up the case on her side of things because she got with the member, and I think that might come under something. I'm rubbish with the law. Excuse me. So, she's actually compromised herself, I would say. I think if she kept it moving, she would have been okay. Should have been okay. Because her family backs her 100%. No matter what she does, her family's there for her. Then we have Honor, who's trying to do the community thing. And she's actually reading books because she's reading like people like Marta Ashby and certain stuff. But my thing is, right, it's all to do with the fame on the gram. They're trying to get the fame. They're trying to get the virtual clout, as it seems. Velvet's getting virtual clout off of Nature Boy's name and Solar, and others are doing the template of the cult. Then in the next side, we have the Source tribe, the next lane. Now, the mother and daughter I was covering, right? And then she blocked me with her stupid self, right? The mother finally made it to Atlanta. The daughter followed the mother. The mother is doing hairdressing, but then I think they're also getting taxis and stuff, just like whoever. Because I'm not judging, I ain't judging nobody, right? Because people got to live and they got to eat somehow, innit? But my thing is, when she's told the story of how she was living in Puerto Rico, how she was getting taxes and she was getting some money from some next place, and she was actually living on 1K in Puerto Rico, and she was hoping to do the same thing. I think it's 1K or over in Puerto Rico, and she was hoping to do the same thing in Uganda. But because she couldn't finesse the Ugandan system, she wanted out. So now she's in Atlanta, doing hair. Now, every time I see a snippet of this woman, because she's in her 40s, she's like me, she's an old cow like me, okay? She's an old goat, she's a crone like me, right? And she's always twerking or trying to live through her daughter, vicariously through her daughter, right? Now her daughter's pregnant, heavily pregnant, soon gonna have the baby. She can have that baby anytime, anytime now. She's ready to drop. So she's come over, and the daughter's over in Atlanta. And she also put on the gram that she was asking what can she get over in America, because she asked her peoples, what can I get in America, which is like WIC, from my understanding, government help, whatever, which is the same thing Velvet was doing in the past, right? And they was talking against single mothers in the past, all of them. The Janae, the Light Goddess, the this, all of them. They're always talking against single motherhood. But what's happened now? They're falling into the same trap. The only difference is Velvet had to sweeten up Solar to keep him around, I suppose. And I mean, people were speculating that the baby was his, the other daughter was his, etc. And it's just so ridiculous because they've been in that cult like over, could be, well, they said 8 or 9 years, so which seems longer to me. Seems longer. So they still talking cult lingo, still doing websites with on what you call it, you know, the what I'll say, the star site, like astrology. They're still using websites. They're still doing the same thing. They're still talking lots of sexual deviants. There's one particular one as well called Adam. Now, Adam keeps showing replays of. At one point, I was getting fed up. He was showing replays of him and like Goddess's daughter when they used to be together. She was quite young at the time, right? And he kept flashing it up every single time. And I was like, wow, really? I was like getting fed up of it as well because I've seen how she is. Like she's still young within herself. She doesn't know herself, right? She is a teenage mum, could be bridging on young mum at present right now, and she doesn't know herself. So when she's sitting there and she's telling us off, and she's in the same position as every other most women, okay? Because like I said, I ain't judging none. Most women, but most women get up and go, and most women do the opposite. It all depends on what's going on or whatever. And she was damning the situations women was in, saying how, oh yeah, they should be with husbands and stuff like that, and da 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 da. She now says that her and the father of the child is like he is her husband, and I think that how he's trying to find a way to come over to America, okay, right? Which most ones from the continent, sometimes they look towards America or they look towards Europe. That's their goal. So he's putting up pictures of her and him together, but she's damning everybody. But she's over with her mother at present. Now, to me, I feel, yes, social media has brought up a few bad eggs out of the crevices. And them being who they are and what they come from, because it doesn't matter whether they're from the Source tribe, the Holly tribe, the Carbonation, they're all the same people because they use the same template, like I said previously. Even when they leave, some of them leave so I'll say kind of completely, but then you still have to put question mark on that. Some of them leave completely and you don't hear from them, you don't see them, you don't hear nothing. okay? And some leave and you still see them and they're still, you know, there, like, you know, sometimes they're still doing the same thing played out what they were doing when they're in carbonation. Now the next lady who is on the thumbnail is Grand Chiefess. She is from the UK as well. She lives in Birmingham. Well, she's a Brummy girl. And every time, right, she was reading people's charts, but through websites. And she started showing pictures of herself, you know, inappropriate pictures on IG, because you know IG is okay with that. And she comes on and she pouting and pushing stuff in the camera and all sorts of stuff because she was one of the ones who wanted to be with Nature Boy at the time, right? She was prepared to be a Nature Boy at the time. I think she did actually travel to Puerto Rico because she has pictures of her in Puerto Rico, right? When she had small locks, short locks. Now she's still in the UK. She's still in Birmingham or wherever she is. Anyway, every time I see this girl, I don't know what is wrong with the girl mentally. I don't know whether something happened to her when she was younger, because I can put it down to that. I don't know. But the girl, she's a girl. She's a big woman, but she's a girl. Because it's the way her mind is. Right. She's either trying, I don't know what she's trying to do, to be honest. I don't know what. I can't describe it. I can't describe it. Right. Anyway, now I think most of them, right, she's keeping her locks, but she has the top of the hair, you know, straightened. It's like relaxed. So it contradicts the whole idea of having locks on your head in the first place, really, basically. It's straightened. And it's just combed over. We're partying and combed over. Then she be there pouting and whatever else. I said to someone, she must be on OnlyFans. She must be, because Khadija as well, who was staying with Nature Boy and Velvet one time, is on OnlyFans as well, right? But the other day she was saying that she was doing Muslim fast, and so the shenanigans goes on and on and on and on and on, and you're just thinking to yourself, "Oh my days!" I just gave it a break. Literally, I gave a break. I stopped getting videos from that side because it just gets ridiculous. And there's certain things I won't put up here of the pouting, the ridiculousness, and she has nothing. Like Grand Chief, no, was it Grand Chiefess has nothing to say, really, nothing to say, nothing to say. The house looks, I don't know whether it's empty. I'm speculating, okay? I'm speculating. The house looks the house where she stands, which part is where she stands, like it's empty. So I know it's either she's gonna go travel to Mexico where the others is, and they're all gonna meet up because, like I said, it was already predicted by one who was on the game, because he was on it, he was on point every single step of the way. And I don't know what happened after that, but I believe that's what's going on with them. Now I put Ra on there. Now Ra looks like she's moved on. I hope she's moved on. I hope I don't see her anywhere but where she is right now. Then there's Essence. Essence is involved, is doing, like, you know, doing stuff with Honor, but you don't really see Essence as much. You know what I mean? You don't really see her. I think they're more on the Bigo or whatever else they be doing. But they're all trying to get money. So even though the wives is brought out the book for Stupid Man, right? There's people that's doing stuff as well to get money to bring this guy out or get a better lawyer or whatever else. They're constantly working to get him out, constantly. So even when they say that they have denounced him, they're not part of it, this, that, and the other. No, they are not. They are still active members. Okay, so people need to keep that in mind. So I don't like, to be honest, I'm so glad where he is. I don't even watch the throwbacks. So when I see people putting on the throwback, I don't watch the throwbacks. I run from the throwbacks because he traumatized so many of them, and they so believe in him so much. They're so brainwashed, so far gone, so whatever else. It's like, it's telling. It's very telling. Now, with Velvet, I think it's more telling, and Solar is more telling because Solar was his right hand man, right? Juju looks totally gone. All he does is post up Nature Boy propaganda, right? One of them's turned to Nation of Islam, that is Kite, and his missus has turned to Nation of Islam, right? But my thing is, don't just turn to it. Like, just live it properly, live it fully. Don't just, because like the alternative one, he's not out, so they find another alternative. Tron is in the Sapients at present, the Dr. York ones, and basically, I feel it's all shenanigans. I really feel it's all shenanigans. It's all. I use the word smoke scream a lot because I see a lot of smoke scream, and they appear to be what they appear to be. Well, yesterday I was around a whole lot of people who's actually in movement, actually doing stuff. The El Salvadorians, they were doing their stuff for against resistance to whatever's going on in their country, and there was other people that was there who's actually active in the conscious community, actually doing. Some of them is gone beyond the conscious community, doing what beyond the conscious community. So conscious community is not just sitting on the gram, sitting on the gram, which they do a lot. They sit on the gram, they give people a whole speech, a whole spiel about nothing, right? And they use the spiritual community as a crutch, because the spiritual community don't even frequent like that. To be honest, I spoke to another person who's part of the spiritual community. She was all channeling on the phone, everything, right? So at the end of the day, it's very much, like I said, people trying to be famous, some kind of influencer, and also there's Venus subliminal. I don't hate the woman. No, I don't hate the woman. I think she wants to be seen a lot. I really do. I really do, right? Because she's Sun God's friend or Nine God's friend. She wants to be seen. She's put herself up as a spiritual counselor, consultant. That's the word, consultant. She does henna. She just likes to be seen a lot. And her children's really, really beautiful. She got beautiful children. She has lovely children. But then she shows them small. She don't show them full. I mean, I'm not saying, like, I think maybe that's the good thing about her. She don't show her children all the time, but she will show her older daughter. She will show her younger one sometimes. But it's all about her mostly. It's all about her. All about her. I think she went on Bigo and they didn't like her or something. I don't know what went on in Bigo, but she seemed that she came over. She came back to the Instagram and she was saying that how they said she was weird or something. So I think she verbalized it. But she also, like, is very much in, I wouldn't say, I'm not going to say that lower self thing. I don't know. She's very much an attention seeker. Very much an attention seeker. There's lots of women like this. Lots of women. Lots of women. Right? I'm a woman myself. So she is very much that. Very much that. She's seeking validation consistently. She goes on the ground. She gives a whole talk as well. Right? She's, I don't know. It's just very Oh, very sad, very sad. It's sad that these people, men and women, men and women, because one of them could be your sister, your brother, your niece, your nephew, your cousin. They're so caught up in whatever, they don't even see what's going on in the real world. They live in fantasy land, fantasy island. That's what I call it, fantasy island. That's where their minds are at. That's where their minds are. Even Janae, her mind, she's in fantasy world. She thinks that when that baby comes, Solar probably is gonna come back and help with that baby, but it's the pain. First, you have to get through the labor pain first, then you gotta get through the growing up with the child, and that's the biggest, I will say, challenge. And she's already getting registered. She got registry out, and well, she had a registry out for the little one and everything. She really is exploiting her child every day. She did a photo session where she's dressed like as an Arabian pregnant lady, and I know women do shots like this, but I was really hoping that she'll give the social media a break and go and just rest herself till the baby comes. But it seems like she can't stay off. She needs validation all the time. She needs people to look at her, talk to her. Um, you know, that's how she seems to come over as well. And it's like they're still under Nature Boy. That's what I see. Okay, I see that straight up. And the shenanigans go on further, right? It goes on further. They believe that spirituality is just standing up and twerking, like the freakniks, twerking. They believe that's how it is. It's not like that. I mean, just don't go like that. They just don't see further than their nose, further than their nose. Okay, they don't see further than their nose, further than their eyes. High true Master Dre, and and it's like the wanting, they want the love of people. They want to be right. They want to be right. They want to be right. They could be wrong, but they want to be right. They want to be right. They want to be right. Right. So Velvet and Solar is now trying to be the nuclear family, and Velvet's always wanted, like I said, the nuclear family, man to herself, uh, what's it, her children, and she seems like it is so at this present moment, right? And she wants to run something, so they probably got something they want to run or whatever. She shows a lot of her flesh. Okay, and I ain't knocking no woman. Femininity, yes, it's people like to show their legs and whatever. Is right, but at the same time, her like it's like she mimics other women who she hates. She's a what's they call it? They said the so-called narcissist. She mimics the other women, whatever the other women had or was doing around Nature Boy, she mimics it fully. She started to get rid of her mustache, she started to fix up herself, and then she's just gone back into this, okay, I'm eating fruit. Just because you eat fruit doesn't mean to say that your mind is, or fruit or whatever. Some vegans eat clean food and their heart and mind is dirty, right? So just because you eat fruit and you do whatever, it doesn't mean to say that how you are perfect. You are work in progress 24 all through your life. You're always going through working yourself. You work on yourself 24/7. You know, you're never perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. You can become perfect in your own way, right? Maybe, but you'll never be that perfecto. You'll never reach the nirvana. You'll never reach nirvana, right? You never reach nirvana. No one never reached nirvana. Hell, even the other day, the Dalai Lama showed that shit. You never reach nirvana. So there they are. giving the fantasy to the youngsters that how, yes, you can live this life, right? Yes, you probably can live the life of La La Land. But some people, when they move out of the Americas, they literally go and they work on the land, they literally go and they work on their houses, they work on whatever, they take care of business. They don't just ask, they don't ask for cash apps. Some do actually scam. Yes, I ain't gonna say they don't scam. Yes, but these people is perfected to live the life of nature, the natural life, the the natural life, and us ones, the ones who's living in concrete jungle, we ain't living the perfect life. We're like this, that, this, that, this, that, and the other. With some people can literally live a natural life in concrete jungle. So you don't necessarily have to run to another country. When you're running to another country, in their cases, not in anybody else's cases, you're running away from whatever situation you got in the Americas or whatever. So, like I said, Velvet wants that nuclear family. She wants that nuclear family. She wants to run something. She wants to be something. Heck, the other day she was being MC Velveeta. Then she was singing the other day, a couple months back. She's trying to be Janae. She, on one video, cussed out Janae for putting on makeup and looking the way she was looking. And here's Velveeta, who's doing the same thing. She's doing the same thing. She mimics. Nature Boy has her so trained up so well. She's prepared to do whatever she's got to do to get to whatever she's got to do, and she's prepared without even doing no work behind it, without even working up to it. Hi, Miss Wise. And that's the type of people that these people are. They will sit and they will get cash apps. There's nothing wrong with people getting cash apps, really. There's nothing wrong with people getting cash apps, really, or whatever. Because to be honest, I was going to put my cash app at a lot most times. But at the same time, right, is how you perceive. You are going to another country and you're living in a whole hotel. Carbonation goes from it was going from Airbnb to Airbnb, right? Airbnb to Airbnb. I think it was from Puerto Rico. No, was it Puerto Rico? Belize, I think it was another place, to another place. And these ones here are doing the same thing. The only ones who's probably doing a lot more work is Holly Heaven. Holly Heaven, they're living the new age life. They're in the middle of wherever they are, and they're living the life. They're growing stuff. They got retreats there. They're doing the work. But these ones, the carbonation lot, because all they know is to get money from the people and sit and give you a whole speech about whatever they're dealing with at present. Because remember, they're like chameleons. They will become whatever they need to become at the time so they can get their money up. Tron, like I said, is into the Dr. York idea, which is not too far from what his master was doing before. His master was following some of Dr. York's ideals and stuff. So he's basically gone back into what he already know. The only difference is now he's got the tablet and he's got the new Arabic. So these people here on the thumbnail, because there's so many of them, I couldn't even fit them all on my thumbnail. There's so many, right? And oh yeah, and there's also Rambo and Serenity. Rambo, one live video I see of him, he's actually looking like he's naturally living that life. He's hunting for boars. He's talking about where he is and stuff like that, which is what his master wasn't teaching him before. He's doing what he should have been taught, what should have been doing. And Serenity's probably just now seems like she's just settled down, just a little bit. But I'm hoping she don't change back again. So they all are. There's a few of them who's a bit off, still on that carbonation thing. Like I said, as soon as they mention peace to the gods, then you know exactly what's going on from there. From there, you don't have to ask who is their master. Okay. And especially when you see ones doing the natal charts, the astrology, and they're not charting it, they're not doing the mathematics to it. Because my understanding for what Fundi Fee said, you have to do the mathematics, you have to chart the stars. You don't just, even though sometimes it is easier to tap into a website and do whatever, but sometimes it's better to get a proper astrologist to read the stars and the natal chart so you can know what's going on from one year to the other, right? Because I had it done by a King of Higher Stuff, and he was very good. Okay, I don't even. I'm hoping he's doing it as a service at one point. But so these people, including Grand Chiefess, doesn't know her head from her behind. She's on there. She just, and I'm thinking to myself, what is wrong with you? Like, literally, what is wrong with her? Oh yes, and another point I forgot to say. Grand Chiefess is also seem like she's grooming her son. It looks very weird. It looks so weird. It looks very weird. Like, if you watch movies where, like, when there's no man in the house, the woman would take a son or daughter, and that will be her partner, right? She's actually, literally, I would say, I think it's the youngest one. I think it's the youngest boy. She's actually grooming him. It's just so mad to look at. He's lying. There's one of him. He's lying down, and she's saying, "Oh yeah, this is how you pamper your king." I'm thinking to myself, he's your son. He's your son. He's your son. All right. There's certain things that you don't do with sons, okay? Because I have a whole son too myself. So I'm speaking from as a mother. One, your son ain't your husband, okay? Two, right? Sometimes you have to try to protect them. Sometimes you can't protect them for everything. We can try, but she was sitting down beside him, like kneeling down beside him. He literally looked like a girl because he's got long locks in it. He's got long locks. So, and she's put it in like two bunches, But when you look at it, when you really check it for real, it looks kind of off key. It looks very off key. And before she was offering this same boy, I think it's the same one, to Nature Boy at one point. I think it's the same son, right? And then she has on the gram is 3 and 9 because remember they were doing 333 and the 90, right? So they both have grams too, which I think that when they're that age, because he's quite young, he's not even a teenager, he ain't even coming to himself yet. She still had parental control over him. And it's kind of weird, but I have heard others spoke about this before. But to see it for myself, I'm like, wow, it was disturbing. It's very disturbing. Yes, she is a strange bird. She's a very strange bird. She'll be on there, right? She goes to the gym. She doesn't have, all right, not everybody is good at matching clothes or whatever. So I ain't even gonna even run that. But she just be, the camera's in her hand and she's filming herself and she's just weird. She's just licking her lips, pouting, and I'm thinking, what is wrong with you? Mind you, she is very good at interior decorating because she decorated the room where she was sitting talking about the Grand Chiefess. I mean, no, talking about the light body chiefess is decorated really well, very, very well with the plants and everything. It looks so nice. So she has a talent, but what she's doing, it just deletes out all what she has the talent. She seems like she can easily learn stuff, but she's stuck. she's stuck or whatever. But I do, like I said, I believe something must have happened to her in her early time, because the pictures she put out of herself when she was younger, I have to think to myself, what happened to you? What really happened to you? What, she's very lost. She's a lost bird, very lost. She's there pouting and like she's not even talking. She's not even talking. See how I'm talking like this? She's not even talking. She's muttering. She mutters. She mutters. Right? I mean, like, I don't know what is wrong with the woman. She believes that if she puts breast inside or in front of the camera, whoever she's trying to get, whoever, because there's lots of thirsty men out there who will go for that shit. And it's like, is there nothing else you can do for yourself? Like, you know what I mean? She is very delusion, and very strange. And the way she deals with her son, you'll think the son is her man, her boyfriend, the younger one. You think he is her boyfriend, her man. I just hope she ain't doing other things as well, because she's grooming him in front of camera. She ain't hiding it. She's grooming him. She's been grooming him, right? And the way he was lying down in front of the video live, whatever they were doing, right? He looks like a girl with no breast, basically. That's how it looked, right? And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm tending to my king." Like, what? Well, actually, the person who called it out before was Cola James, if I remember rightly. Cola called it out. I saw it for myself today because, like I said, I haven't watched their stuff for a long time. I haven't watched them for a long time, and I saw that and I was like, wow, because of what I know from watching or doing the stuff on the dark side, because what she's doing, she's setting him up for someone to come, because there's always a moment, it's like you got to keep 4 eyes on your children, 4, 5, 6 eyes, 10 eyes on your children, because there's a lot going on where children is concerned. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, anybody can be on that site app. You don't know what's going on. But there was this thing where a woman was warning people about putting baby stuff out and stuff, because they were saying that certain pictures was getting saved. About 1,000 picture of a young girl eating ice cream, lolly, whatever, was getting saved. Now, so what she's doing is that's bait, because even me and, like I said, another friend spoke about what does be going on the gram, where children will be sexualized and stuff. Hi, Cola. Hi, Hood Therapy. Yeah, I'm talking about that lady, the Grand Chiefess, how she treats her son like he's her boyfriend. He's her man. He's, she put, oh yeah, right, this is how you pamper a king. And she's setting him, she's really, I ain't even putting words on it, because I wouldn't want it for my own child, right? But it's very strange because she probably can have a man herself. Yes, it is very gross. She probably can have a man herself. She can have a man herself, but she chose to follow this stupid idiot Nature Boy. And Nature Boy was into incest as well, right? And it just looks so weird. It looks so weird. I said, you know what? I that's why I ain't using no visuals, because that pictures, that what she did right there, I couldn't even put that anywhere on this site. I couldn't do that, because that's that's like giving the alert to whoever to go over there and look, and they can go and tap into their gram, wherever they are, and start talking to them, because all sorts of strange people be on the gram. right? All sorts of strange people. Even one time I got a person saying to me about he wants to meet me and all this foolishness. Even one of the ladies guy came because I haven't got a picture up there, and he said, and he kept requesting. I kept deleting. He kept requesting, and then I took it. Anyway, the next thing I know, he's putting up a picture of him and her together. But at the same time, I said to somebody that how if he's doing that to me, what is he doing? Because I do believe Puma, whatever his name is, have a plan. So he's planning to come to America right at this present moment because the chiefess, the grand, what's it? Not the chiefess, the light body chiefess is back in Atlanta. She's in Atlanta now, her and her daughter. And I know at one point he's gonna come to the Americas himself too, right? Adam has a very perverted mind. Everything he talks about or deals with or puts up is to do with sexual gratification. Right? And I'm not saying that how men and women should not have that intimacy. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But everything he puts up a picture of him with his with an eggplant hanging out and a emoji or something over it, emoji, whatever, right, over it. He also does the same template what Nature Boy was doing because he had a few women with him at one point, and I think he's in the Americas. Marshawn is in the Americas. Marshawn, her mind's all over the damn place. I can't even listen to her no more. Her mind's all over the place. She adapts to or gravitates to anything. I thought she was one little girl. I thought she was a young girl in her 20s. Hi, Marie. A young girl in her 20s. Well, Sean said to me she's in her 40s. I said, wow. Even though some women in their 40s can look good. So I'm not even going to even cap. But she said that when she get to America, she was going to change, right? Because remember, she's trying to get out of Tanzania. Now she wants to be Aboriginal. She wants to be this. She wants to be that. She's all over the damn place. I can't even listen to the girl. I was picking her up at one point because she was doing a book. She wrote 2 books. She did one for the children and she did one for the adults. And she said she did a herbal book. And she showed the cover and she was saying, look, right, I don't want to do third party thing and this. And because I know people who are authors already, I know people who are authors already. I said to her, but you might as well do the third party thing because it's more money for you there. Now she's not even talking about them books no more. She don't talk about them books. Grand Chief just don't talk about her cookbook no more. The other one don't talk about her cookbook no more. She's just there talking and giving speeches about nothing, right? They are not the real conscious community. They are the so-called online community. The conscious community goes out into the field, literally. I saw it yesterday because there was a few of them that was on the field. The picture I put up where the guy with the mud cloth hat and the other guy I think was there in the dashiki top looking thing with the El Salvadorian lady. That's what they do. They go on the field. They don't just talk about it on the online. They go out and they maneuver and they do what they got to do and they go do what they got to do. And I don't know if it's different over here to over there. I don't know what is going on with the Americas. I don't know because seems to be a whole heap of there's scammers over here. So I ain't even gonna cap. There's scammers over here. My friend told me about a scammer as well. So, but back to the cult. I ain't gonna go elsewhere. That's just a whole another video all by itself. Okay, right? And so yes, Smashawn finally makes it to the Americas, right? She was wearing a coat because I think it was snowing in the Americas. I thought she'll be saying, okay, now I'm gonna do. I don't know why I keep thinking that in America that I don't. Maybe it's different, but I know over here, if you touch down over here, you have to be doing something. You have to be either in studying, going towards something, doing something, because the government over here don't play with you over this side. They don't play. They don't play. They'll feel no way to see you out on the streets. Okay, that's how deep the government is over here. So I was hoping that she'd be saying, okay, I'm going to go study, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to go do that. Hi, ghetto. Instead, she comes up and then she says, oh, yeah, I'm Aboriginal Indian. Okay, there's a lot of people saying that. There is a lot of people saying that. I ain't going to say no. In some cases, it is true, and some cases, it's not true. Okay. But in her case, she saw a beautiful lady dressed up in feathers and looking a certain way, and she gravitated towards it. Right. Then today now she's putting up Nation of Islam information, right, with Minister Farrakhan, right? I spoke to FOI yesterday. So hi Royal. So I don't see they just do a whole spiel on this little scream here or whatever, right? When you are part of whether you are part of it or not part of it, right? Right, you are known in the conscious community because, like, okay, I'm not saying I'm known by a lot of people, but Nation knows me as well, right? At some point, I was in Nation, right? But when you've done the groundwork and they know you for marching and they know you for being on the field and they know you for doing certain stuff, they know you for being around certain people, or whatever the case may be, right? Right. They initially say to you, okay, right, okay, this and that is going on, and they leave it in your court for you to rejoin or do whatever you got to do. They, on the other hand, these people that they call the conscious community, I think, oh, okay, I'll still say Sun God is still more further ahead than most of them on that app. He's further than Venus Subliminal, Venus Sublime, or whatever. He's further than Grand Chief this. He's further than the other two idiots who's back in Atlanta. He's further than what's her name? Can't remember the stupid child name. Honor, because Honor's only just made a whole community where they're growing stuff and doing stuff. So I think she's trying to come out of not being part of it, but then you still got to put a question mark out there in case there is the same flip, because if Nature Boy came out tomorrow, they will flip him be back underneath his ass straight away. They still be members because they are still members. And yeah, but like I said, there's a whole heap of shenanigans going on. I don't even put up half the shenanigans I see because they be talking information, right? You literally have to go to books and research. They are able to go to books, town hall, libraries, whatever. You can all do a whole DNA thing and find out who you are. It goes as far as that, right? You like the good thing about America, there's powwows going on because I don't think any goes on over here. I've never seen any going on over here. But hi Shadow, but they are very much, I would say, not the real thing. And it's a shame because the amount of people follow them and give them cash apps and all this. Grand Chief this was doing, like I said, natal charts. She was doing reading astrology on the gram, but she was reading from a website. She was doing what she was taught from by the master, the puppet master. There was no difference. She still acts like as though she still with the puppet master is out or he's gonna come out. But I feel now Velvet and Solar has done their thing. Maybe the court case might go south. Who knows? Because I am following and not following it at the same time. And to be honest, I'm waiting for Medea because Medea says she's going to be going down there when the hearing's there. When Medea puts out her video, that's when I'm going to see what happened because his members, his followers, seems to think that he's going to come out. They're already trying to go towards Mexico, because now Solar and Velvet has a YouTube. They put up that they were on their way to Mexico, because I went and I saw them, because Solar advertised the channel like he did with Natiri or Janae. He's doing the same thing with Velvet, but Velvet just wants to be. She'll play with him because she wants her status and all that stuff that goes with it. That's all she's looking for. And according to her, she wants her father for her children, which is a load of bollocks. Because at the same time, right, you can do stuff for your children, and you can have a companion. He don't have to necessarily be your man, but these, like I said, there's very delusion is real on that side, right? And I talk about children in mad circumstances on the dark side already. And when you actually, like I said, with the Grand Chiefess, when you're actually seeing that play out, right? You're actually seeing it play out, right? To one TikTok mother, apparently, because I heard it from the mummy sector. Well, I think I seen the video pop up. One TikTok mother, she unalived her baby, unalived her child for her boyfriend or something. I can't remember the situation around it. The other one was a father. His son was fairly young, and he unalived him. The boy tried to get away from it because they was torturing him and abusing him, and all sorts was going on. I'm just hoping that how stuff that happen while they're in the Mexico, because baby Ellie's been through fairly a lot all her life already, right? She's been through a lot in her small life. She's only like 5 years old. She's about the same age as this one, because me and Velvet had our children around nearest the same time, right? And in her small life, right, she's been through a fair deal, right? Being put in places while her mum went off and left her with Mama Wanda, and she was doing the most. She was doing the most, okay? But she says that that was all in the past and people's judging me and they think I'm a bad mom. But you was grooming her. You was grooming your child, you and Nature Boy, on screen, because Original Shrimp has the video, right? You was literally doing it, right? So that's why I do what I do on Dark Side as well, because you know what? No child deserves all that. No child deserves to be hurt in any way. And another, like I said, another thing I noticed was that when the children was eating with Solar and Velvet, I think it's Avi. Avi kept looking at Solar. No, sorry, Baby Ellie. I still call her Baby Ellie. Baby Ellie was looking at Solar. She put the watermelon to her mouth, because a slice of watermelon, and she looked at him for him to okay that she eats it, and then like he goes, oh yeah, well that's pawpaw and that's this and that. So they are still orchestrating, still doing carbonation. They're still doing carbonation, right? You can take them out of carbonation and they'll still do carbonation. I bet you Tron's still doing carbonation stuff, right? Just that we don't see it on the screen, right? Pisces, no, what's it called? The other one with the C, Caliber, he's still doing music, and the music sounds similar to the music he was doing with carbonation. They don't come away from carbonation. They never do. They don't. They just show themselves not being a part with Solar and Velvet. But like I said, at one point they are gonna meet, because I said that channel holder, when he was on point. Okay, so I give the person his dues when he's due, but I ain't gonna go into the details of that other person. But he said that they will gradually meet up and go to Mexico, and it looks like it's gradually happening because some of them is already in Mexico. Whether or not they're going to meet up or whatever, because at one point they're going to meet up. They're going to meet up because I think Vibes did meet up with one of them already. I can't remember. I think I saw a video of her meeting somebody, one of them. I'm not sure, but I could be wrong. Okay, but yeah. So, like I said, it's crazy, the shenanigans, right? I said I don't put up half of what I see because if I look at them, I would just get mad because they show the community in such a way on here. It's like dress up time. It's not about the dressing up, right? The clothes don't make the man, right? That's why even I don't dress up as much as I used to. I used to dress up too. I used to dress up, but I don't dress up like that. I was always covered. I was always covered somehow, right? And they believe to themselves that the more flesh, legs, this they show, belly skin, they show, men gravitate towards that. Men only gravitate towards that because they know what they want from a woman when she's dressed like that. I'm not happens to all women. Okay, I'm not putting all women in the basket because even those ones who dress a certain way, sometimes they are the most business minded women as well. So I'm not going to put all, but with these particular women, there's something wrong with them. There's something really wrong with them. There's something wrong with it. Okay, something wrong with them. They are not. They need. I don't know. People say that they need therapy and everything. I think they need a whole heap of stuff. They basically, when asylums used to be around and people just used to take people and put people in asylums and all that, right? They need to be in that sort of setting. They are not all there. Their mind, they are gone in the head. They are gone in the head. All right. Adam's still preaching the same stuff about peace to the gods. So every time I hear that peace to the gods now, if I hear somebody mention that, I think I got to look at them sideways. Because I'll be thinking, okay, so you must be part of the carbonation thing, right? Even 5%. I asked her, I said to 5%, are you part of carbonation? She said, no. I just like some of the principles and that, right? But there's women like 5% who's so talented. They're so talented, right? They have that knack, and I ain't even looking her with these women because she's totally different equation to these women that is there. Just that some people choose to take some of the principles of carbonation or bits and pieces of it, and then they live right. But the difference with 3% is that she literally is trying to live the nature. She's trying to live in the natural life. She's going fishing. She's doing all sorts. Just the other day, she put up a video. She went fishing. She put up a picture that she went fishing. Now, can you imagine if carbonation did all that, caught their own food, grew their own food, and I'm not perfect because like I tried to grow my own food here, but most of my stuff got waterlogged and died. But me and my daughter planned to raise another garden again, right? But at the same time, they they are living in the hottest spaces, right? You can grow Scotch bonnet pepper from a small thing. You just put the seeds in, or the sweet pepper, you put the seeds in the sweet pepper or whatever, and then you can grow it. You can grow a sweet pepper from one little thing and it grows fairly big. It's just that my ones doesn't last over here because of the climate, and I need to get a greenhouse. And Fundi Fee is really one of the best ones to follow at this point because she has a whole garden at the back of her house where she at. But these women, Minana, that's why I call it cult shenanigans. So they all just do weird stuff. They do odd stuff. Some of the men did join, they join organizations, but you have to question why they join the organizations. It's like they need to be guided or to be told whatever. Because when you go to certain organizations, right, there's always one head man and they tell the followers what to do or whatever to do or whatever. But they need to be told. And kite, kite, kite. I think he must be. I don't think he's a Muhammad. He's an ex. He must be. He's part of the nation. Him and his wife, but there's still little bits of carbonation stuff what they do. Sometime, he's always making a video and stuff like that. Most of the Nation of Islam people do not even have time to make videos on Instagram because they're busy grafting. Some of them be working. Some of them the men be sending the papers. The women be sorting out classes. They're always meeting up. They're always learning their drills. They're busy. They're busy people. They're always busy. They don't have time to be on the gram, right? So Kite, who's part of the nation, he has time to be on the gram. There's even a Nation of Islam lady who I follow, and she don't really post that much. She posts, but she don't post regular. She posts when she can because she be so busy. So I don't understand how he's still able to do what he's doing. So I still, like I said, they're active members. Jadid was on point when he said they're still active members. They're still active members. And once people keep that in their head, when they look at them or view them, you'll see certain stuff what they do, and you can say yes, they are definitely still active members. Just because they're not with Zoka and Aya and Malia, it doesn't mean to say that they're not part of the pack. They are part of the pack. Okay, they're part of the pack, regardless. Yeah. So, and that lady, she's still doing certain stuff. Remember, he wanted an incest family thing in his house where the brother and sister will be together. And like I said, the woman from Birmingham, she is playing that out to the letter. She's playing it out. She's playing it out. However, they're getting their orders from him, which I know he gets little phone calls or whatever, or somebody be giving out the orders. The orders is still coming out of the prison somehow. I don't even know how. Okay. But man, like I said, it's a lot. It's a lot of shenanigans. It's a lot of shenanigans. I mean, you know. So I just thought I'd bring this to the peoples, because when I saw that today with that child, with that boy, I said, my goodness, what the heck is going on? I'm just hoping she's not gone the other way and done whatever or whatever, thinking, considering whatever. Okay. I hope she's not thinking and considering anything, right? Because I don't know, man. I don't know. I just hope that when he grows up, I hope he gets away from her, because he needs to get away from her. He needs to get away from Grand Chiefess. Her son needs to, you know, I don't know how. I don't know where he would go. I hope he's got family that he can go to, because he can't be on road as a youth man, because the streets will take him. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, I think she homeschools him right now. She homeschools him, and I don't think he's in sociable situations. And yeah, so I just thought I'd say this, talk about this, because man, morning, my bad. I'm clean and listening back and forth in the chat. Was it? Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah. So I just thought I'd say all this because you know me. I still got to talk on my little babies while I'm following the trial. But every single time I open up the YouTube, I see children going through the worst situations, dying on a live in at one point, and yeah, and anyway, I'm not even gonna put mouth on that young man. I just hope that he comes out of this good, because she's spoiling his head. She's spoiling him. She's spoiling him so badly. She don't even realize what she's doing to her son right now. And you know, it's hard for young black men growing up already, and then there's you coming and you're doing that to your son, you know. He will be questioning himself on a lot of levels. He'll be questioning himself. Um, and I'm not being a psychiatrist at all, but I'm just saying in general, that's what happens. So I don't know. I don't know. That's what I can say on that part. Let me see what you are saying in the chat. Hi, Bactavius Prime. Hi, Alexis. Hi, True Master Dre. Miss Wise. Cola James. Good Therapy. Maria R. Ghetto Child. Royal. I think that's it. Oh, yeah. Shadow. Did I get everybody? Yeah, I think I did. I feel so bad for the children. Yes, it's really bad. It's really, really bad. Hold on, let me get to Miss Wise. Call her a little bird. Who is it? Miss Wise, call her a little bird because she is that lady, that chiefess one. She's like she's stupid. I'm gonna say stupid, but I know. Hold on, where is the what she said? Yeah, she's very strange. She's very strange. I wish I can show the picture of the well, not the shenanigans, but of her. But I think by the thumbnail you can see who she is anyway. And yes, she is gross, very gross, Cola, very, very, very not disgusting. She's disgusting. She's disgusting with it. She's disgusting with it. And they are. I think they're doing OnlyFans. They're doing OnlyFans for extra money. I think they must be. They're doing OnlyFans or whatever they gotta do. And Mushon is very delayed. She's a whole 30-year-old, but she 40-year-old. She looks really good for her age. Mashawn looks good for her age, right? But I think because she never had to take on any responsibilities. So obviously she ain't gonna age. She's gonna stay young. I think her peoples look out for her a lot. But she decided to travel and do whatever till she got stuck in Tanzania. So yes, TikTok is dangerous. The mother who unalived her child is a sad story. I mean, yeah, it's a very sad story. I'm not even gonna even bother to start talk about that story. That's just a whole sad story. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't know how the hearing's gonna go with Nature Boy, but I'm keeping an eye out myself too. Because he might end up in the big house, he might do and he might not because of the actions of his followers. Okay, the actions of the followers, he might not end up in the big house. All right, he might not end up in the big house. He might just come out. He might just come out because of Natiri's actions, Velvet's actions. Though they do have a good case against him, this I think extra charges was added, right? And I think the T did the grooming of Nature Boy, but I haven't watched it because I just don't want to be reminded of all the what was going on with what he did to the people because they're so messed up. They can't even fluctuate as people. They can't be like us who pays bills, us who think about like how we got to survive. They're not on that. They would live, like I said, cash up to cash up. They would live. They will pick up themselves and travel. Just pick up themselves. Right. That's why they don't live in houses or places permanently. Velvet gave up a whole flat, a whole apartment and moved to where Venus was. Then she moved back some next place. She lives like a hermit right now, and she didn't do till she and him end up him being solar back into Mexico. So they will have no spaces, no places to live. Really, they don't think about bills. They don't think about working. They don't think about whatever responsibilities. Their responsibilities, they have none at all. That's why they're able to stay young and talk shit on the flipping gram. They're able to do that. Some of them living with people. They're living with people. It's quite clear some of them be living with their people because they'll be on the live and someone will come into the space where they're at. It's not their space. Adam, I think he's in his place somewhere, but he's cold. He said he went there when it was cold. I don't know what part of America he is. But man, it's really crazy. It's crazy. It's very crazy. I might show the two idiots in Mexico. I just don't know how to zoom in. That's all. I don't know how to do the zoom in part. But you clearly see that our AV looks at him, looks at Solar before she puts RV and baby Ellie before they put the food in their mouth. Clearly. Velvet is like in her whatever she thinks she's in. Hi, grandma. Godma. God, I keep calling you grandma, sorry. Godmama. Um she clearly thinks she's living her life, but she not. I don't know. They just, I don't even know. Words escape me right now. She maddens me so much, Velvet. Velvet could have just been doing other things with her life. She could have been doing great stuff with her life. She could have been doing a whole lot. Her dad spoke to Master Fundi Fee. My gosh, your people. You had a chance to link up with Master Fundi Fee and do something. Master Fundi Fee is the most greatest money maker I know on here. She knows how to garden. She knows how to do lots of stuff, and you didn't take it up. Are you serious, Master Fundi Fee? Who can teach you a whole heap of stuff, Tai Chi included, philosophy. What is wrong? Anyway, she vexed me so much, Velvet. She vexed me so much. I am not a fan of hers at all. I'm not. I'm not a fan of her nor Janae at all. Actually, I'm not a fan of none of them. None of them. None of them at all. Because I feel that they can, they're still young. They're in their prime. They're in their 20s, whatever. They're young. They still have life in them, right? They can do so much, and yet still they don't want to do nothing. They don't want to do nothing. My 26-year-old right now is working. My 23, 24-year-old works. My 17-year-old was working, or 18 now was working at one point, right? So what is to you guys? What is to them? They just seem to want to run away from shit, responsibilities. You have to be responsible when you have to take papers into government so you can live, so that you can um I don't know, can't think of the words right now. You have to do a whole heap of things. Heck, even when like you're learning, you have to take all your papers into to places so they can say, okay, right, you're learning. They're not even doing that. They don't want to improve themselves. They don't want to. They just want to stay on this nature. I am nature. You can be of nature in your own way. Sometimes it's not the outward appearance that matters, it's what's going on inside of the person, the outward appearance, right? Sometimes, most cases. But they are just, I don't even know, man. They're just deluded. I mean, I said that twice now, 3 times. I must have repeated myself a lot on here right now. I don't want to waffle anyway. I'm 1 hour in and I'm gonna come off because I know me. I'll waffle. I don't want to waffle. I just think that how they, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. And Velvet's mother still follows Velvet, so she's able to see what Velvet is doing. It's like it looked like she did disassociate herself from her daughter, but she is not. She hasn't. I'm sure they keep in touch with each other. I'm sure Selena knows what's going on with Velvet. Okay, she knows what's going on. They all follow each other. They don't unfollow each other. They all follow each other. They all know what each other's doing, right? And Musa hasn't been present for a long time though, but he's probably still doing the same old. You know, he's got that young girl. So I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna finish right there because it's just crazy. It's just like mad craziness. And yeah. So if anything, I gotta get back to my other babies to talk about them. The other babies. There's so many of those types of cases. Queen Tron covered a case that I found the other day with a father and a young child. Um, so I might post that Queen Tron's one on here. The child he didn't have nobody for him. He jumped out of I think a 2-story window, I think it was, and he died. I think he unalived, and you know they talk about the torture, and I'm thinking to myself, I hope that how this is not going to happen to Ellie and her sister or other children that when people start going because people's going to go back to carbonation again. At one point carbonation might just rebuild itself, okay, because I think they learned from the puppet masters mistakes. So yeah, but I am going to come off. I won't keep it too long, and I'll see everybody when I get off when I come back on to the live again. So thank you for everybody coming through. All right, let me see. I'm gonna go through the names again. Factavius Prime, Alexis, Truth Master Dre, Miss Wise, Cola, James, Good Therapy, Maria R, Ghetto Child, Royal and Loyal, Shadow. I think I've got everybody. Hold up. Oh yeah, Godmama. Yeah. So yeah. So please leave a comment underneath the video for those who's watching it on the replay, and you tell me what you notice when you watch Velvet and Solar's video with the girls. Do you see something? Because I saw it. She waited till he put the thing in his mouth, and then she put the watermelon in her mouth. So, yeah. So, please be safe, be careful out there in the world, in the global world where we are at, the lovely global world. And I'll see you next live. Have a good afternoon. It's afternoon over here. Take care. I'll see you. Bye.